Have you ever wondered that why do countries who actually never want a war still are busy making nuclear weapons? Or why two competing shops lower their prices at the same time? Or why whenever we go to movies, then if somebody says that they are buying popcorns, then we say that okay, we are buying movie tickets. You know what? At a glance, it feels that ये सारी चीज़ें बहुत random हैं and there's no reasoning behind it. But actually, if we look at it from a deeper lens, there's a very big and a very deep economic concept behind all these factors, and that is called the game theory. Now, game theory is very interesting because it's not just a bookish concept. It's actually something which you and me use in our daily lives, and that makes it very interesting. So let's take some relatable examples and let's understand game theory through our day-to-day lives. Now let's imagine that you're taking an exam and a night before your exam, your friends approach and then they ask you that, hey, are you studying tonight? Now, उनके ये कहने से there are certain possibilities which arise. Number one is that you both study and you both ace the exam. Number two, that neither of you study and you both fail the exam. Now there's a third possibility, that what if that he studies and you do not, and what if that you study and he does not. So in either of the case, only one will be able to pass the exam. Well, welcome to the game theory. Because game theory is all about that how your decision is affected by what the other person is deciding. इस केस में भी क्या हो रहा है? You are deciding to study or to not study based on the fact that what your friend is deciding. So whenever the decision of other person affects your decision, it actually comes under the game theory process. Now we actually understood that what by definition game theory is. But to understand it from a deeper lens and from certain very famous examples, we first have to understand that economists call these people who are involved in the game theory as players, the options or the choices which are available to them as strategies, and whatever outcome is generated or whatever results they get as payoffs. Now we are all set to understand the game theory with the most famous example in all of the economics, and that is of the prisoner's dilemma. It's going to be super interesting, so let's get started. Now let's understand what is prisoner's dilemma. Prisoner dilemma में basically there are two thieves or two criminal we can say, A and B. अब इन दोनों को ही हम एक separate rooms में डाल देते हैं और पुलिस इनको एक same deal देती है. Now the deal has very interesting three outcomes. Number one, अगर वो दोनों ही रिफ्यूज कर देते हैं कि उन्हें कोई क्राइम कमिट ही नहीं किया है, then they both get 1 year of jail. Now second is that if both of them betrays that no he did and he says that no he did, then both of them get 5 years of jail. But remember one thing कि वो दोनों की कोई prior conversation नहीं हुई है. They both are into separate rooms and they do not know that the police inspector is giving both of them the same deal, right? Now the third outcome or the third preference is really very interesting. Why? Because the inspector says that if you stay silent and he betrays you, that means if he says that no he did the crime and you stay silent, then he is freed and you get the jail of double years. That means you get the jail for 10 years. And same goes for him. That if he betrays you and you stay silent, then you get the jail of 10 years and he gets freed. So basically, right now, it becomes a very confusing state for both of the prisoners. Now, what do you think they would have done? It's a very interesting answer. Now, the answer becomes very interesting because now, let's say we are the decision maker, okay? So, as a decision maker, I'll see that what are the two possibilities I have? What are the two possibilities which the other person can take? Now, number one is कि या तो वो साइलेंट रहेगा. अगर वो साइलेंट रहेगा और मैं उसे बिट्रे कर देती हूँ, then I'll be free and he'll get the jail of 10 years. That's okay by my end. And second thing is कि अगर वो मुझे बिट्रे करता है and now if I stay silent, then I'll get the jail of double years. So I definitely don't want it. Then I'll again betray him so that we both get a jail of 5 years. So in both the case, there's one thing which is very much to be noticed, and that is the fact कि betray करना एक dominant strategy है. Now, why betraying comes as a dominant strategy? Because it is my outcome or it is my payoff, irrespective of the fact that what is the decision taken by the other person. So when my decision is not influenced by the decision of the other person, that becomes a dominant strategy, and this entire concept takes us to a very beautiful lining of game theory, that is of Nash equilibrium. Now, what's Nash equilibrium? Let's understand that in a much more deeper way. Now, we have noticed one thing, that in a prior case, both have this one dominant strategy, and that is to betray each other. क्योंकि दोनों ही केस में एज अ डिसीजन मेकर हमें लग रहा था कि बिट्रे करने से वील बी इन अ बेटर ऑफ सिचुएशन, एंड दिस इज व्हाट Nash equilibrium is. Nash equilibrium is basically a situation where your change, your individual change in decision will not lead to a collective better outcome till the time the other people do not change their decision. तो जब तक बाकी के लोग अपने डिसीजंस में चेंज नहीं करेंगे और सिर्फ आपके चेंज ऑफ डिसीजन से कलेक्टिव आउटकम बढ़िया नहीं हो सकता या फिर बेटर नहीं हो सकता. इस चीज को हम समझ सकते हैं, अगर वो दोनों प्रिजनर्स को साथ में थोड़ी देर बैठने का टाइम मिल जाता तो वो ये इस कलेक्टिव डिसीजन पे आ जाते कि हम दोनों साइलेंट रहेंगे और उसकी वजह से हम दोनों को 1 साल की जेल होगी, एंड दैट वुड बी द बेस्ट पॉसिबल आउटकम. सो दिस एक्चुअली टेल्स अस दैट इन आवर केस the Nash equilibrium might not be the best possible outcome. The best possible outcome was कि उन दोनों को 1 साल की जेल मिले. But the Nash equilibrium is that because they both have betrayed each other, so now both of them are having a jail of 5 years. So this also tells us that Nash equilibrium might not be the best decision. Why? Because that is what happens at times, right? Our individual decision might not turn out to be great when it comes for a group. This actually tells us that how Nash equilibrium and how game theory are linked with our day-to-day concepts, with our day-to-day lives, and it is really not a bookish concept. Because trust me, every time your decision is based on the other person's choice or on the other person's decision, you are ultimately playing a game of a game theory. So the next time you negotiate with friends or choose between brands or like see or watch companies competing in the market, you might not know it, but you're already a player of the game theory. Well, if you like this video, please subscribe for more such economics explained simply videos, because trust me, economics isn't just about money. It's about how the world makes its decision, and that is exactly what we're explaining on this channel. Thank you so much.